tale commences with the sight of a man sprinting through a city engulfed in chaos. It becomes evident that a zombie apocalypse is unfolding as the man is relentlessly pursued by countless zombies. He perceives this nightmare as life transformed into a torturous existence. However, it is revealed that this is merely a scene from a movie, and we are introduced to a boy named Akira. Akira, disillusioned with his office job, believes that living in a zombie-infested world would be preferable. The clock approaches 4 a.m., and he contemplates getting some sleep before another day of work. Despite his wish to avoid it, he succumbs to exhaustion and loses consciousness. Rewinding 3 years earlier, we witness Akira embarking on a new job at a production company. He introduces himself to his colleagues, noticing positive atmosphere among them. Filled with enthusiasm, he envisions this job as his dream career. The boss escorts him to his desk and introduces him to his chief. Akira anticipates the creation of significant commercials and even envisions the possibility of encountering celebrities. Serendipitously, he encounters a charming girl after an accidental collision. Reacting swiftly, he assists her in retrieving her belongings. She introduces herself as Tori from accounting, expressing her willingness to offer assistance and wishing him luck on his first day. As night falls, Akira socializes with his colleagues, fostering a deeper connection. They discover his educational background and passion for rugby, considering him a valuable addition to their team. Akira shares an affectionate glance with Tori, finding her exceptionally attractive. Inspired to make a favorable impression on her, he resolves to work diligently. The night carries on, and Akira eagerly anticipates the following day, only to find his colleagues resuming their work without respite. Oblivious to the abnormality of the situation, they continue to toil, even as the clock strikes 2 a.m. Akira senses something amiss, but his colleagues dismiss it as commonplace. Succumbing to the relentless demands, he endures a sleepless night in the office. This pattern persists, and on the next evening, he contemplates when he will ever be able to return home. Finally, after 2 days, he arrives home, utterly exhausted. Collapsing onto his bed, he realizes the extent to which the company exploits him. He awakens at 6 a.m., barely functioning, and begrudgingly accepts his circumstances, reminding himself that he must endure and work diligently, viewing it as the job he always desired. As he heads to work, we learn that the company boasts commendable employee policies, including paid vacations and mental health days. Paradoxically, these benefits remain unused, and the employees engage in a competitive display of unpaid overtime. Although Akira has been with the company for 5 years, he remains severely underpaid. His colleagues have begun experiencing health issues, and the chief exhibits a volatile temperament, often subjecting them to berating and tears. Nevertheless, Akira perseveres and reaches his 2nd year. His health deteriorates, personal hygiene wanes, and he is burdened with the workload of a departed colleague. He dreads the prospect of another all-nighter, but Tori uplifts his spirits by bringing him food, recognizing his overwhelming dedication. However, she is abruptly called away by the boss, revealing her status as his mistress. Akira finishes work exceptionally late, questioning why he continues to toil for the company. He contemplates seeking alternative employment but believes he lacks the time to pursue such options, pondering the impact on his team if he were to leave. In his 3rd year, he confronts an impossible client's demand to revise a scenario to include a director's nephew. Akira deems it unfeasible, having already undergone 5 revisions. Nevertheless, the client threatens to take his business elsewhere, leaving Akira with no choice but to attempt the impossible. Aware of the limited budget, he nears his breaking point. Simultaneously, the office atmosphere deteriorates further. Fueling his contemplation of self-termination to escape the burdens of work, returning home, Akira encounters news of an outbreak, eventually succumbing to exhaustion and slipping into unconsciousness. Wishing he never had to wake up, he's jolted awake by his alarm the next day, mechanically preparing to go to work. Realizing an unpaid bill, he seeks out the building manager, only to find him transformed into a zombie. Akira's survival instinct kicks in, and he evades the pursuing manager, only to discover more zombies closing in. Fortuitously, a door opens before him, and he rushes through, realizing that everyone has succumbed to zombification. Overwhelmed by the chaos, his foremost thought is that he no longer earns to endure the drudgery of work. Acknowledging his newfound freedom, he leaps away from the pursuing zombies, continuing to flee and reveling in the vibrant colors of the world that was once shrouded in darkness. Celebrating his day off. work, he scales a fence, relishing the opportunity to unwind. Contemplating his options, he ponders going on a vacation, skydiving, or indulging in a movie binge. Finally, his thoughts turn to Tori, concerned for her safety despite her involvement with the boss. Driven by the desire to avoid regrets, Akira decides to confess his feelings. Navigating the zombie-infested city on his bicycle, he makes his way to Tori's apartment using the company's emergency contact list. Standing outside her door, he hesitates, fearing that his presence might be perceived as creepy. Yet, he convinces himself that he is merely checking on her. To his surprise, he finds the door unlocked, and he calls out for her. However, the sight of another man's shoes gives him pause. Confronting his boss, he discovers the transformation into a zombie in progress. Akira confronts his boss about the mistreatment at the company, announcing his resignation as he takes down his boss and propels him out window. Amidst the chaos, he notices Tori in the adjacent room, already succumbing to the infection. Akira bares his heart, confessing his long-standing love for her, but she lunges at him as he escapes, bidding farewell to his first love. Thesity succumbs entirely to the zombie plague, spreading chaos throughout the night. Akira secures supplies from a 7-Eleven, relishing the surreal realization that he will never have to return to work. Liberated by his confession, he contemplates his mortality and the scarcity of time. With a notebook in hand, he begins compiling a list of 100 things he wishes to accomplish before he dies. However, this video concludes at this point.